But what about the AR-15 under Canadian law? In this country, the rifle is a restricted weapon in all of its variations. To own one or to buy ammunition for it, you need a firearms license that is valid for restricted guns. A transport permit is required to move the gun from one place to another, and hunting with a restricted firearm is not allowed in Canada. Despite the gun's history, there has been a recent push by some in Canada to remove that restriction on hunting with the AR-15. Advocates for the weapon say its reputation is more about optics than anything else. Tom Hayes met with one AR-15 owner to get that side of the story.
The same type of rifle, the same sound that was heard in this video as gunfire erupted at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando.
If this rifle wasn't available to that person, they likely would have found another way to do it.
Brian Bolivar is a competitive shooter. He calls the AR-15 the most popular rifle in North America, but admits it has an image problem.
So this is a typical hunting rifle. Doesn't really invoke a lot of fear in a lot of people who aren't very knowledgeable about firearms. This is an AR-15. The exact opposite is true. People who don't know a lot about firearms tend to look at these and see them as very intimidating and scary.
The AR-15 is currently a restricted firearm in Canada, which means you can only use it at the shooting range and not for hunting. Some would like to see that changed. There is currently a petition that was presented to the House of Commons in May, signed by more than 25,000 Canadians who want to use this rifle to hunt. Would you like to hunt with this?
Absolutely.
There's a 2 to 3 month process to owning an AR-15. You can't just walk into a gun store and buy it. All gun owners we contacted today spoke highly of the AR-15, but none, except Brian, were willing to go on camera and talk about owning one because of what happened in Orlando. Many say it's a no-win argument when trying to convince non-gun people. Brian does his best to explain the attraction, pointing out he's currently at the shooting range, just like others could be at the driving range.
I don't like to golf. I don't like to hang glide. This is what works for me for recreation.
Tom Hayes, Global News.